fight would be gigantic.
I'm trying to make all-time history.
Right. That's the one that gets you going. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah. I hear him now. You too little. Canelo gonna break you.
Yeah.
I love the challenge. Let me prove him wrong once again.
Clean.
I think I was there.
You might have been there.
Yeah, man. We had some good ass fights. And now, now Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
I just hope he's big enough.
Terence Crawford's body transformation has been so impressive that even Joe Rogan couldn't help but showered praises on him. However, he pointed out some big problems too. Crawford is coming up, and I think he's handled it quite well. He's building the weight freaking well, but it'll be very different in the ring. Training sessions are different from the real fight. We saw that with the exhibition fight last year. Terence Crawford is preparing for the biggest fight of his career, and he also has to come in his biggest size ever, as he is set to make a huge leap to the 168-pound super middleweight division for the welterweight division.
From the welterweight division.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Show Canelo Alvarez body shots. Like maybe there's a video we could look. He's got a beautiful one where he steps in and just rips that left hook to the liver, and just your body just goes deep. It just shuts down. It's the weirdest feeling, man. It's like your legs stop working, everything stops working. Your whole body just seizes up.
It looks like for a well-respected boxing legend who is a world champion across different weight classes advised Crawford to get as big as he can on fight night, and he has been sticking with that advice. In a recent post he made in social media, the challenger showed himself weighing 186 pounds, which was quite impressive to Joe Rogan.
Weighing 186 pounds, which was quite impressive to Joe Rogan.
Of course, you know what I mean? Like I said before, this is the biggest fight in boxing. You know, Terence Crawford versus Canelo, Canelo versus Crawford. It's the biggest fight to be made in boxing, and it's made, and we're gonna make history.
We saw you at 180. Are you comfortable at that weight? Are you walking around that big? Are you comfortable at that?
No,
weight?
man, I'm 200 pounds, man. What y'all talking about? Yokes.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this. Just power. And you see him just, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard.
He's grown so huge, walking around at almost 190 pounds. That's big for someone who was a 147-pounder just last year. He then spoke about their press conferences lately, as it was really clear that there isn't much of a weight disparity between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Crawford is a believer in himself. Rogan likes that about him, but it takes more than belief. Both men have achieved remarkable success across 4 weight divisions, with Crawford bringing a perfect record of 41-0 to the table after clearing out his competition as he continued to challenge himself. Whilst he has also received his fair share of criticism, Alvarez is still one of the very best, and he remains the biggest star in the sport.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've been working out. You know, actually, I just got done running before we, head into the press conference. So everything is going according to plan, and I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion come September 13th. For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
It is a simple fact of having 2 great champions from different divisions face off with another that one of them is going to have to enter the fight knowing that they could be at a size advantage, which can be all that it takes to separate 2 elite operators. That is no different for this particular super fight. Even when the fight was just confirmed, Joe Rogan was slightly concerned by the fact that Terence Crawford will be moving up 2 weight classes in order to make this fight happen.
Let's be cool, boys. Got tracksuits on. I don't want either one of you guys to get hurt.
I see you. I see you.
You see, I'm
I
different.
see you too.
You see, I'm
I see
different
you.
than all the other
No,
ones.
I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
You know
see.
it.
We'll see. We'll
We
see.
gonna
son.
see.
Having initially achieved success in the lightweight division, Bud will go from competing at junior middleweight 154 pounds up to the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds for this legacy-defining showdown. This is sure to be a huge talking point in the lead-up to the fight because of how technical Crawford is. His next opponent is also a world-class boxer who has previously competed at light heavyweight. The UFC commentator spoke about the size element when hyping up the fight during a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience where he was joined by comedian Brian Simpson. Having recorded multiple podcast episodes with Crawford in the past, Rogan's major concern is whether the physical advantages that Canelo will hold will be too big of a hurdle to overcome. I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him because Canelo hit so hard, man. He said.
When you look at the elite boxers, to a man, to every one of them, they're disciplined and they stay focused. I'm so excited to see this fight with Canelo Alvarez because I think the Saudi Arabians have so much money. They're throwing so much money at boxing, and the guy who's the head of boxing over there wants to make that fight happen. I think Terence Crawford, forget about the 3 weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think he can too.
The idea of moving up 2 weight classes is clearly not something that concerns Terence Crawford, who has been pursuing this super fight with Canelo Alvarez for some time now. With Crawford choosing not to take a tune-up fight, the agreed-upon time frame will mean that Bud hasn't fought in over a year by the time he steps in the ring for what will likely be the toughest fight of his career, but it will give him some time to adjust to the size difference. Fans of Joe Rogan's show were shocked to see him defect so easily after seeming to take Crawford's side initially. Many believe Alvarez, currently at super middleweight, would hold on to his size advantage over Crawford, as Crawford has spent the majority of his career at 147 pounds, while his last fight was at 154 pounds. Joe Rogan, however, didn't think size advantage would be too much of an issue in the contest.
Like, I believe all the he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying that.
They tried to say that like Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful. He's so slick.
According to Joe Rogan, Crawford is not as small as people think. The UFC commentator recently invited Antonio Brown to episode 2286 of his JRE podcast. Speaking to his guest, he made it clear that the 37-year-old boxer has plenty of time to gain significant weight. During the conversation, Rogan made it clear that he is super excited about the matchup and said, "You know why I'm excited? Terence Crawford and Canelo. That's the one." However, he then addressed one of the biggest concerns of most fans, the size difference between the 2 fighters.
Going up and becoming undisputed against Canelo. Come on, man. I'm flying in the sunset, man. Thank you, boxing God.
That would be it?
That would be it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing yet for me. I didn't accomplish everything there is to accomplish in the sport of boxing.
He said, "A lot of people think Terence is too small. He weighed in the other day and weighed 185 pounds. Well, he just won the 154 pounds title. You know, before that, he was fighting at welterweight, which is 147 pounds. But it's not like he doesn't have time to put on a little weight." A large portion of fans still believe that despite Crawford's undeniable skills, he would ultimately be just another name on the growing list of opponents conquered by Canelo. Much of this skepticism is due to the fact that 37-year-old Crawford is making a huge leap without the protection of a rehydration clause. However, Terence Crawford is widely considered as one of the most skilled fighters in the world. He holds a pro record of 410 with 31 knockout wins. Crawford's last outing was against Israel Madrimov, where he earned a unanimous decision win.
He just knows so much about boxing, about where to be and what's coming, and
he's a strategist that's also entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's an artist.
Like, remember like a young B-Hop?
Yes.
It was like just so sharp and made it look almost entertaining. You know what I mean?
Roy Jones in his prime. It was art. You were watching art. He's piecing up people. It was an art.
Riyadh season kicks off with one of the year's most anticipated fights already heating up. The Baker Al-Shidi Theater at BLVD City in the Saudi capital hosted the first press conference ahead of the blockbuster showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The Mexican superstar will defend his undisputed super middleweight title on September 13th in Las Vegas against the undefeated American who is jumping 2 weight classes for the occasion. Also on the line will be the ring title, a belt valued at a record-breaking $188,000. The fight will stream live on Netflix. The tension between the two is already palpable. The fighters came face-to-face in a lavishly staged event in keeping with the grand spectacle now customary for major bouts in the Middle East. Canelo's resume is brilliant. Over the past 20 years, he's fought everyone. I don't think he'll allow Crawford the opportunity to beat him. This will be one of the best fights of the past decade, said Turki Al-Sheikh, who opened the press conference. Both fighters had dinner the night before with the Saudi minister, who was the driving force behind this long-awaited contest.
And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up. You know,
super accurate.
Oh,
Canelo arrives with something to prove following his most recent win over William Skull. A bout that set the record for the fewest punches thrown. That wasn't a fight. It was a disappointment for me. I came to fight, but you need both boxers to want it. This is a big fight. And for me, making history is the goal. So, I'm fired up. He said, he's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo. I've got experience. They just focus on my power. But I have more than that. I think this will go down as one of the best fights of my career. I want to make history. Despite being a former undisputed welterweight champion and later winning the IBF super welterweight belt, Crawford is not considered the favorite mainly because of the weight jump.
No, I'm saying at once.
Right.
I'm saying I started at 135. Right. I'm just saying, like, say if Canelo was the champion at 147 to go up 168.
Right in one jump.
Yeah, in one jump.
It's a big jump too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of weight.
I'm going to win. It's that simple. No one tells me how to fight. I've been doing this my whole life. I'm not going to run, declared Crawford, whose backward-moving, elusive style could pose a problem for Alvarez. But the Mexican remains unfazed. Both men believe this clash will be one for the ages. I asked for Canelo because he's a great fighter. He's faced guys like Mayweather, GGG, mega fights, and this is my mega fight. This is my moment. That's why I wanted Canelo, said Crawford. He's one of the best boxers I'll ever face. I'm going to prepare for everything, Alvarez responded. Standing behind his collection of belts, Alvarez issued a warning. He's not going to beat me. I believe this fight will go down in the boxing history books. I hope he doesn't run. Fans deserve to see a great fight. I hope he brings it. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm very confident in that. It's shaping up to be a night to remember.
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I can tell you that. I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Get me wrong. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's no Canelo. Obviously, I'm being in this situation for a long.
Previewing the September 13th showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, both fighters sat down with Piers Morgan for a lengthy interview where Morgan posed questions about their upbringing, mentality, and physical capabilities heading into their fight. Neither fighter was too keen on getting into the deeply personal questions Morgan had to ask with regards to Canelo fighting through the kidnapping of his brother or Crawford getting shot years ago. But here's some of what both fighters had to say. Crawford on if he thinks Canelo has advantages over him. He replied, "Canelo is a great fighter. We all have agreed on that. I cannot say that another man is better than me in anything because he ain't proven it yet. I can't say if his jab is better than mine because I haven't been in the ring with him. I can't say if a person's right hand is better than mine because everything that I do, I feel I do it great."
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think you can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your corner.
Taking them. It ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
Don't know why they put me here. I want to be in the side of Crawford. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
I like that because that's when you realize it's going to be a good fight. I like that. I like to hear that because that's when I realize it's going to be a great fight and I love it. I enjoy it. He's a very skillful fighter. He may have maybe a lot of things better than me, but fighters judge me behind or out of the ring. But when they enter the ring with me, they find out it's different. I have a lot of talent, a lot of things they don't know until they are in the ring with me. You got two alpha males over that know what they are capable of, so they don't have to put on a front or a show. We're going to give the fans a show for sure, but we both know what we're capable of. Crawford, when asked on having a reach advantage over Canelo, he answered, "It could be in some cases, but in some cases it could be a disadvantage. Canelo's real good at slipping in side shots in mid-range. That could be his advantage. So, I never think about just because I got long arms that could be my advantage. Yeah, it's an advantage on the outside, but then if the fight goes on the inside, it's what you do with your long arms. How short can you throw your shots? So, I'm well-rounded on all playing fields."
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Crawford on what weight he's currently at. I don't know. 155. Crawford on if he's concerned that he's only at 155 when this fight is at 168 and if getting up to that weight could hinder his style. He said, "No, not at all. Cause I just look at us fighters like we carry a lot of weight anyway. I'll just be fighting at one of my natural weights."
Canelo Crawford, I know what you feel about Canelo, but what do you feel about that particular fight, which sounds like it probably took 100 to 150 million, maybe each, in order for Turkey to get that.
It doesn't really, listen, it's going to be a fight that people want to watch again, because again, it's something that people generate and talk about. Canelo's very popular. At this point, if he fights my sneaker, it's going to generate 1 million pay-per-views, right?
Canelo on those who believe he's a drug cheat based on failed tests in the past. People who don't want to believe, they don't believe even if it is true what I say or the proof is there. They want to believe what they want to believe. And I don't really care. History has shown that smaller fighters often struggle against naturally larger opponents, but Paulie Malignaggi doesn't think so. Former professional boxer and ProBox TV analyst Paulie Mulgi, like most fans, is very excited about the matchup. He feels that the unified super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez, is a master in his own right.
There's a lot of experts that think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the Skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight. They're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of reply to that?
While the Mexican has a certain size advantage, Crawford will never be an easy fight. Malignaggi believes in a recent interview with Fight Hype, Magic Man pointed out the areas in which Bud has a significant advantage over his opponent. He said, "At first, I thought Crawford might be too small." However, he then clarified that in the end, it will all come down to the skills of both, where Crawford has a slight advantage. He said, "I think Crawford is a much more complete fighter than Canelo. The only risk here is Crawford's small stature."
I was originally thinking Crawford might be too small. I think Crawford is a way more complete fighter than Canelo ever was. I think Crawford is just, the only risk here is Crawford's small. You think about it though, Duran was a former lightweight and he was able to beat Iran Barkley eventually, right? So it's not out of the question. And this Canelo is not the prime Canelo. This Canelo is also a Canelo who's trying to steal bags while half-assing it. When Canelo has been put in tough situations, in the moments where he's had to really dig down, what has he done?
Think about it. Roberto Duran was a former lightweight and eventually managed to beat Iran Barkley. It is worth remembering that when Roberto Duran faced Iran Barkley in 1989, the fight was very close, ending with a split decision victory for Duran despite the fact that Barkley had already beaten Tommy Hearns. Fingers are crossed and gazes are fixed as we anticipate the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace.